Lecture topic: Value of Youth.
On the occasion of Qurbani, people select the animals for sacrifice. Now, one is an animal that is now a very young, healthy animal. A goat or a sheep, it's 1 year old, just over 1 year old. So there will be a certain price to it. But if that animal now is gone past, maybe now it's 5 years old, that goat is 5, 6 years old, that cow is like 7, 8 years old. So now that price drops, not the same. That 1 year old animal will be far more in price than that 6, 7 year old animal. Say now this is too old. And the quality of that meat also won't be the same. It will be very much inferior quality meat. So the person now who is sacrificing that animal, he selects something that is much younger, which is more superior quality. Now this is just an example that the animal that sacrificed itself in its youth, that had far greater value. Now that animal is 6, 7 years old and is coming to present itself to be sacrificed, the value has dropped now. This is the example that the Mashayikh used to explain that a person who in his youth he sacrifices for Allah Ta'ala, sacrifices his desires, sacrifices those temptations. So compared to the person who has now reached old age and now he is making those same sacrifices, but those sacrifices at that time are hardly anything. But the person in his youth is sacrificing whatever those temptations are, the distractions of shaitan. He is not allowing this to become a hurdle in his way. The value of this is very much greater. Therefore, in the Hadith Sharif, the 7 categories of people that will be given the shade of the Arsh of Allah Ta'ala on the day of Qiyamah, one specific category is وَشَابٌ نَشَأَ فِي عِبَادَةِ اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ. That young person who sacrificed his youth in the obedience of Allah Ta'ala. So there's a very special place for them. So this is the time in our youth that now we give ourselves to Allah Ta'ala. And the person who gives himself to Allah Ta'ala now, Allah will accept him even later too. The person who has given his youth, Allah will accept his old age also. Meaning the same value he'll get then also. This is not in the court of Allah Ta'ala that he'll get an inferior value then. So what the lesson is, that this is the real time. Many a times the shaitan puts this waswasa, this deception that, well, now is the time to just enjoy life. Later on we'll make amends. Later on we'll start sorting out our life. Especially in the times we are living in, this was always the case, but now it's so much more should be in our hearts and minds that there's no later on. Nobody has any idea about later on. Person is walking and next thing is gone. Young, middle age, old age, doesn't make any difference. So now is the time to be more conscious that there's no later on. This is the time to make that decision that I want to give my youth to Allah Ta'ala, and whatever distractions, temptations, shaitans, waswasas, I'm not going to give in to this. This will become the means of now and inshallah later also, Allah Ta'ala accepting us and making us among those who are closer to Him. Allah Ta'ala gives.
अल्लाह अल्लाह कैसा प्यारा नाम है, आशिकों का मीना और जाम है।